Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this metal composite figure by Bandai Tamashii Nation, and it is Gundam. Let's see, that's RX-78 02 Gundam 40th anniversary. There's the front of the box, and then there's the back of the box. This is actually a sleeve. If I remove this, here's again the back of the box, and then the front has this on it. It's not as pretty as the sleeve, whereas an actual drawing of a Gundam. Really nice. So let's get into it. Alright, so when you first take this out of the box, you have an instruction, and then you have this foam packed figure inside. And then here's the base and some of the accessories, and then here's some of the weapons and more accessories. So let's open everything up. Alright, so before I get into it, I just want to show you guys some of these armor pieces. Basically they're just interchangeable parts, but these comes with these chrome pieces right here. Where the joints are, there are little chrome pieces, so those are kind of neat. Honestly, I am not familiar with this series too much. I do know what a Gundam is. I do know basic knowledge of this, but that's about it. I don't know why there are these things where you want to interchange them. Maybe one for TV and one for movie. I'm not sure. Honestly, I am not sure, but whether I'm going to change them, I don't know yet, but maybe I'll do that at the end. Alright, so as far as other weapons concerned, here we have the bazookas, and then we have 2 beam rifles, and then the shield, a bunch of hands. This, I think, is a shoulder rocket or something. I'm not sure exactly what this is called. And then we have his jetpack right there. Then the core fighter is right there. And then here's the hand grip for the shield. And then that's a piece of attachment for the base. And then underneath it, we have 2 of these beam rifle hilt, and 2 of these ornaments. I'm not sure what they're actually called. This one is white and this one is yellow. Now these are hard plastic, and the one that came with the figure, attached to the figure currently, is made out of softer rubber. So what I'm going to do now is demonstrate the articulation first, just so y'all can see, because I think that's the thing that people are most interested in, how articulated this figure is. So let me move some of these stuff around. So there it is, and that's head movement. You can look up about that much. It does tell you to be careful when you're moving the head back, because sorry, move it up a little bit. So yeah, like that. It does tell you to be careful because you do run the risk of scuffing some of the paint from the yellow to the helmet. So gotta be a little bit careful when you're tilting the head back. Just make sure you know where you're going with that. And focus. There we go. The head movement, yeah, it's on a ball joint, so if I pop this off, you can see there's a ball joint right here. And then there's a little hinge movement for it to go forward and back. So it gives you a little bit more range as far as, yeah. And so you can look forward, well, like that. And tilt back, well, like that. So yeah, otherwise, head movement is pretty good. And then as for the shoulders, if you look at it from the top here, see there, those 2 pieces, they slide out like that. And then here's the other side. The side is a lot harder. Notice. I don't want to break it. There we go. So now the figure has a little more room to work with. Could do a little, somewhat of a butterfly joint type of situation going on here. So if you want your figure to hold a weapon with both hands, now you could totally do that with ease, actually. So yeah, you can see right there. It's weapon together, and then over the shoulder, you could even do that. If you rotate his arm enough, then you could go something like that. So yeah, range of motion is really good. And then you already saw the bicep. There's a little rotation right there, and it is very, very stiff. Right there, bicep rotation. And then the elbows could bend quite a lot. Look at that. Over 90 degrees. And then ball jointed wrists. And okay, as far as the body itself, here it could rotate not a whole lot, just a little bit. I guess you could go a little further. But once you move this piece up, it does get in the way. So here you can see it does scrape against the torso, the waist there. So if you move this flap up, then it kind of hinders how much you can move the waist now. So I gotta be careful on that. And then this thing, you could actually take it apart because the core fighter can actually go in there. Oops. It didn't break it, don't worry. So here on the inside, they put this as a filler piece. So if you aren't putting, if you don't have the core fighter inside, then you probably want to put this in there. I don't know why, but that's what they use. And so yeah, so that's what's inside. I guess if you want to put the core fighter, then you would take this piece out. Darn it. There we go. And you could do that, and then that's what's underneath. So there's the top of Gundam. And then lower half. Let's take a look at the lower half. There are two clamps right there, so be careful when you're clamping this back on here. Just be a little bit careful, that's all. And then here you can see there's the waist joint. And then all the flaps can move up and down, just like the model kits. So you can move these up out of the way. And then these are full range joints, so you could go up all the way. It's hindered by the thigh and how high it could actually go. And then here, oh, let me show it on this side. See, it's ratcheting joints, and then the thigh piece does move when you move the legs. Look at that, very cool. So this piece shifts forward and this piece shifts backwards. And then you could hear the ratcheting joints. And the knee pad can move up and down. So you could cover up the joint a little bit when you're posing it. Something like that. If you're looking at it straight on, or leave it like that, that's fine too. And then one thing I am not a huge fan of, here you go, see, you could do the splits. It is very, very stiff. It is a die-cast metal. The body underneath is die-cast metal, so, and there's a little bit of swivel around the thigh area. And then that's for the knees. I mean, that's for the ankle. See, full range, back and forth. And I believe it could also go, look at that, side to side. And there's also toes articulation. A little bit, not a whole lot. It could bend back a little bit more, but upwards not so much. Back, yeah, a little bit better. But it is a little loose. It's looser than what I was hoping for because it is die cast. It is a metal piece. I figure it would be pretty stiff, but this is not as rigid as the hips. The hips are really, really stiff. Alright, so here's the shield, and then on the back of it, you can see right here, there's a little rail system right here, and then there's some of these clamps right here. You could put this, the hilt onto these pieces, so you could clamp them, and you could take them off as well if you want, so choose to. Take them both off, and then here's the piece for him to grip onto the shield. So you have to attach this in order for him to grip the shield. So pop that on right there. It snaps together quite easily, and this piece up on top, it uses as a reinforcement piece. So when you let me just tell you first, and then I'll show you. And then so the hand's gonna have this. It's gonna grip onto this, and then this piece right here. And the instruction, it tells you to turn it to the side and back. And then here you can see there's a peg, and then on the back of his arm there's a peg hole right here. So when you attach that, and then you pop that, and then you'll secure the shield onto his arm without any issues. Alright, here I get him holding on to the shield, and it's very, very secure. Like I said before, the hand, there's the handle it's gripping onto, and then on the back of it you can see there's the peg right there. It's very, very secure, so now it's not going anywhere. And you know what, let me give you a little pose of something. I guess I could go like that. Move these out of the way for a sec. Move his legs up a little bit. Now, you know what? Let's do a flying pose, okay? Not the greatest at flying pose, especially not. I'm not gonna have to do one on camera. So there you go. And there it is right there. Shooting pose, flying one. So something not too outrageous. It's just very simple, nothing too fancy. So there's another one of him just holding on to the beam rifle and the shield. Oh, I forgot to put the backpack. He looks a little strange without the backpack on. So backpack, there's a little peg right there, slot I guess, and here's this back slot, and just pop that on, bam, right there. And then there's this backpack with the two hilt showing. So now he looks more like it, more like his old self. So let's turn this head over here. Like I mentioned before, these are rubber pieces, so don't worry about it. I'd rather have these on most of the time because I'm afraid that I might snap those antennas. So I figure, yeah, I'll just leave that on. It's a really, really sweet piece. And it's composite. It's got lots of metal in it. Pretty heavy for something this size. I believe this is like a 1:100 scale. I think that's what I might be wrong, because 1:100 might be a little bit bigger. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I think it's a little bit bigger. But yeah, pretty awesome looking. And oh, let me put them on this base here to show you guys. So that's as far as it'll go. And this is the same type of base that you get with every, well, I wouldn't say every, I only have two. Gundam Seed also came with this base. So for this section to move, you need to press this button right here to release it. Oh, why is it not working? Oh, did already? Oh, it's already released. Okay, so now you can move this peg, rotate it, and then once you find the right spot, just push that in, and then locks it in place. So let me put this. This is the Cradle Piece. for the Gundam. Oh, and then also down here, let's see, there's this lever back here. Once you pull it down, you could move this section up and down, find the right spot, and then just pop this piece back on, and then, oh wait, no, that's not it. Never mind, that's not it. This piece is for this one. So it extends and contract, and once you find the correct height, lock it in place, and you'll not move. And then down here, this is the piece. And you unlock this piece right here. Oh shoot. Is it? Wait, this is already unlocked. And then once you find the right spot, I guess you pull down to lock it or something. Push up. I don't even remember anymore. Eee, doesn't really work. I thought it's supposed to lock somehow, but it's not really locking to anywhere I really want. Okay, push in to lock, I think. But it doesn't really lock in properly. But whatever. I mean, it's supposed to lock like that. So at least it won't go forward. It'll go down, but it just won't go back once you push this piece in to lock it. There we go. And then once you have the correct position, then you can put your Gundam on top. And right there, you just put your Gundam in on top, and there you have it. Alright, here I have another pose. It's a very poor attempt of him holding the beam rifle with two hands, but it's working. So you can see those butterfly joints really help sell this pose here. I mean, it's not perfect, but you get the idea of what you can do with this. So yeah, really nice. Alright, here I got him holding on to the two beam rifles. I mean, two beam sabers. And yeah, very poor attempt, but you get the idea. As far as what you could do with this figure, it's really, really impressive. And then I might not have showed you the top of this base plate. So there you go, 40th anniversary, Origin, Gundam Fixation 1017, Metal Composite, RX-78-02 Gundam from UC-79. And let's see, oh, and some of these features, well, I'll show you. And here you could actually open up his cockpit right there. Of course, there's not a seat inside here because the core fighter is out here. And well, even if I put the core fighter inside, it's not gonna show much. I mean, you'll see the core fighter section in there, but that's just about it. It's a tiny little thing. And again, there's the inside of it. And on the back, you can actually store one of the bazookas here. Alright, so once you flip this piece up here, you can see there's a section, somewhat of a clamp thing here. And you could put your bazooka attached right there. But the thing is, it's kind of a tight fit. If you want to force it in, you're definitely going to scrape this thing. Definitely going to scrape the shaft of the bazooka. So I don't know if you want to risk it. So most likely I am not going to do it. So close that back up. And on the back side of its legs, you can see if you open up these two flaps right here, it shows the booster underneath, which is kind of cool. But the one bad thing is that they don't give you a tool to actually open these parts up. So you're gonna have to find something thin to pry this piece upward, because it is on a hinge, but it is a pretty tight hinge. So yeah, you gotta be careful, because this figure, the outer shell itself is matte finish, so it will scratch very easily. So you gotta be careful with that too. Alright, so let me give you guys a close-up look at this figure. And then here on the shoulders, this piece is removable. You can switch it back to this piece right there, or you can switch the other one to look to have both sides like that, I think. And then you can see all the decals on it. Really nice. These are not stickers, so that's awesome. So it won't peel. A little bright. Turn this side. Let's get an idea. And here's the back side. Oh, and if you want him to carry the shield, what you need to do is you need to remove this piece, this little panel right here, which reveals a hole, and then you will pop the shield onto there to secure it. So here the same shield, and then now you're rotating this piece back up to the top, and then all you need to do now is there's the hole right there. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Right there, there's the hole, and then you should need to put this, slide this down. So now you get your Gundam carrying the shield on this backside. Doesn't stick out too much. I mean, it's okay. It does stick out a little bit, but not too bad. There it is. Alright, so just for the heck of it, here's a size comparison with the AO Strike Gundam. And you can see actually the RX-78, it's actually taller than the AO Strike. And let's give you a height size. He stands about 7.5 inches in height. That's it, 7.5 inches. So yeah. Now that the AO Strike actually has a little more metal than the RX-78. I think it's because of the outer armor. The outer armor of this one is all plastic, while the skeleton itself is made out of metal. But this one actually has outer parts that are also made out of metal. So yeah, as far as metal, this one has a little bit more than this one, I believe. So is this guy worth getting? By now it's probably sold out. I got it on a pre-order. It was little over 200 or 210 or 220, somewhere around there. I think initially the retail was asking $199 or something like that. I'm not sure, depending on which site you go to purchase this guy. And I'm so sad that I missed out on the Saku. I really wanted that Saku too, but unfortunately that one sold out, and I am not gonna pay the secondary market value right now, because that guy is like almost 300 bucks right now. So definitely not. I mean, if I see it at retail, then I'll pick it up, but anything higher than that, no thanks. I don't want it that much. But yeah, this one's cool. Never had a RX-78 in diecast form, and this is, well, endoskeleton is diecast, but the exterior is still plastic. So yeah, I like it. I'm glad to have it in my collection, and be on the lookout. At the end of this video I will put a couple of pictures up, which I think they look pretty nice, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, thanks for watching.